ants create their own antibiotics? Could leDNA save biodiversity? And where has all the honey gone? What a wild week. Welcome to What a Wild Week, a weekly series where I summarise some of the biggest stories to come out of the natural world each week. Matabele ants treat infected wounds with antibiotics. Antibiotics and ants. Yes, you heard that right, ants. But not just any ants. We're talking about the African Matabele ants, who have an incredible healthcare system to deal with injuries sustained in their termite hunting expeditions. So let's dive into the wild world of these tiny medical marvels. In the heart of Africa, south of the Sahara, the Matabele ants, or Megaponera analis, engage in perilous battles with termites. Their narrow diet consists solely of these formidable opponents, which can make for a pretty risky hunting expedition. Termites defend their nests with powerful mandibles, often leaving ants injured in the process. But fear not, these ants have developed a sophisticated system to deal with these injuries. A team at the University of Lausanne have made this groundbreaking discovery. They found that Matabele ants can distinguish between infected and non-infected wounds, initiating a unique antibiotic treatment in response. Chemical analyses have shown that when an ant has an infected wound, the hydrocarbon profile of their cuticle, which is the tough outer layer or exoskeleton, changes. Think of it similar to when humans have an infected wound, and the skin or tissue around that wound changes. The Matabele ants are able to recognise this change and can efficiently treat wounds with antibiotics that they create themselves. The ants do this by retrieving antimicrobial compounds and proteins from a gland known as the metapleural gland. This incredible response reduces the mortality rate of infected individuals by a staggering 90%. With the exception of humans, scientists know of no other living creature that can carry out such sophisticated medical wound treatments. So, are Matabele ants truly one of a kind in their medical abilities? The research team now aims to explore wound care behaviours in other ant species and social animals. And what does this all mean for humans? Well, the antibiotics produced by Matabele ants are also going to be analysed in collaboration with chemistry research groups, potentially leading to the discovery of new antibiotics for human use. This is another amazing example of how humans rely on other species for knowledge and survival. Who knew the tiny Matabele ants could teach us so much about medicine and the natural world? What can environmental DNA tell us about biodiversity? Have you ever wondered how scientists unveil the hidden secrets of nature? Well, get ready for a wild journey as we explore the fascinating world of environmental DNA, or eDNA. Think of eDNA like nature's secret code, microscopic clues left by organisms in their environment, revealing stories about plants and animals that we never knew existed. In 2009, Professor Christy Diner embarked on a mission to study frogs in the Sierra Nevada mountains. Little did she know, her journey would evolve into a groundbreaking project that could change the way we understand and protect biodiversity. When faced with a fungus-like pathogen that was threatening amphibians, and an invasive fish disrupting the delicate balance of the ecosystem, Professor Diner pondered the hidden world of plant and animal life to try and explain what was happening. Fast forward to 2024, Professor Diner is leading a project funded by the EU called leDNA, exploring biodiversity through the lens of eDNA in lakes. Spoiler alert, the L stands for lakes. Environmental DNA is shed into the environment by living organisms, for example via skin and poop, and offers insights beyond the traditional detection methods. Globally, wildlife populations have declined by 69% over the past 50 years. In the EU alone, 4/5 of habitats are in poor states. This new project will hopefully give us more accurate assessments of biodiversity and may even help discover new species. eDNA collected primarily from lakes could be the key to understanding and restoring ecosystems due to the constant movement from rivers and streams. To put this idea to the test, leDNA is planning a global citizen science survey on World Biodiversity Day, the 22nd of May 2024. Save the date. People all over the world will be invited to participate, using a specially designed sampling device to see if using lakes to detect eDNA works on a large scale. The leDNA team have developed a unique capsule that operates without expensive equipment, making it accessible to people without a scientific background. The idea is that this mass sampling could provide a huge amount of information for just a fraction of the effort. Once collected, the samples will be sent back to ETH Zurich, and the data will be openly shared. If successful, this method could provide a clearer picture of Earth's biodiversity, offering vital insights into the preservation of life. The systematic and unbiased approach of eDNA sampling challenges traditional notions of biodiversity, giving a voice to lesser-known species and contributing to a more comprehensive understanding of our planet's ecosystems. If you found those two stories interesting, hold on because I have one more thing to tell you. But before I go on to the final story, I just wanted to say, these videos go out every Monday at 6 p.m, filled with some of the most relevant news stories from the previous week. These stories could be in the field of biology, zoology, conservation, climate change, and anything else relating to our planet. So do subscribe to my channel if you're a nature nerd like me. It would be quite nice to create a little hub of us in the depths of YouTube. Oh, and let me know which of these is your favourite story in the comments. Why are bees making less honey? Honey, often touted as nature's liquid gold, has seen declining yields since the 1990s. But why? Penn State researchers have embarked on a mission to crack the hive, utilising 5 decades of data to analyse the factors influencing honey production. Published in the journal Environmental Research Letters, the study unravelled an important connection between honey production and various environmental factors. The researchers examined data including honey yields, land use, herbicide application, climate, weather anomalies, and soil productivity. What did they find? Well, it turns out climate conditions and soil productivity played the biggest role in the mystery of the vanishing honey. Climate change has become increasingly tied to honey yields, especially since 1992. It's unclear how climate change might affect honey production, but the findings from this study could certainly help predict the changes. The study revealed that eco-regional soil and climate conditions set the baseline for honey production, whilst changes in land use and herbicide application hugely influence the annual yield. The findings emphasise the significance of all of these factors and the impact they have on the availability of nectar for honeybees. From soil productivity to herbicide application rates, these revelations provide valuable insights for beekeepers, growers, and land managers. On a related note, this is a great opportunity to point out what's happening to bees in the UK. In January 2023, the UK government allowed the use of a lethal pesticide, thiamethoxam. This is a type of neonicotinoid which is so harmful it's been banned by the EU. Just a single teaspoon of this stuff is enough to deliver a lethal dose to 1.25 billion bees. Despite this, the government approved the application, ignoring the advice of their own expert body, who highlighted the impacts this would have on bees, other pollinators, and aquatic organisms. On top of all the other threats facing pollinators that I've just discussed, it's a great worry that this decision was made. For more information on this, head over to the Wildlife Trust. I'll pop the link in the bio. So there you have it, those were some of the wildest stories from the week. Hit the like button, click subscribe, and I'll see you next week to catch you up on all things wild.